You wake up tomorrow and your bank calls you with an offer. We can give you $300,000 at a fixed interest rate, and you don't have to pay it off for 30 years. Most people would panic. They'd say, "No way, I don't want that much debt." But here's the thing. If you understand how the financial system really works and how inflation quietly eats away at debt, you'd take that deal in a heartbeat. And it all starts with one thing: your credit score. Your credit score isn't just a number. It's your ticket to cheap money, the kind of money that lets you buy a home, invest in gold or silver, start a business, or even own a car without paying ridiculous interest rates. In this video, we're going to break down how to boost your credit score quickly and strategically, how a high score lets you borrow long-term and let inflation do the heavy lifting, why this isn't just about mortgages, but also about investments, vehicles, and even precious metals. Real examples from the US, Europe, and beyond. And how to turn debt, the thing most people fear, into your greatest wealth-building tool. Stay until the end, because I'm going to show you a real-life calculation where a borrower actually made money by taking out a mortgage. Why credit score matters more than ever. Your credit score is like your financial reputation. Banks, lenders, and even some landlords use it to decide if they should trust you with their money. A high credit score means lower interest rates, higher borrowing limits, better loan terms, more negotiating power. A low score means higher costs, stricter requirements, sometimes no access to credit at all. Here's the secret nobody talks about. Credit scores aren't just for emergencies. They're for opportunity. If your score is high, you can borrow long-term at low rates, then use inflation to shrink your debt while your assets grow. It's like using time and the economy itself as your business partners. Inflation, your silent debt killer. Let's take an example. Say you borrow $300,000 at a fixed 3% interest rate for 30 years. That's about $200 per month in principal and interest. Now let's add inflation to the picture. If inflation averages just 3% per year, then the real value of that $200 payment is actually shrinking every single year. In year 1, $200 feels like $200. But in year 10, it might feel more like $950 in today's money. By year 20, it might feel like paying just $700. This is why wealthy people love long-term, fixed-rate debt. It's predictable, stable, and inflation works in their favor. And the only way to get those kinds of loans? You guessed it, a strong credit score. Beyond mortgages, using credit for wealth. Most people think credit scores are only important for buying a house. Wrong. Here are other powerful ways a good score can help you. Buying gold and silver with credit. In some countries, you can use a credit card with a long 0% APR promotional period to buy precious metals. If gold prices rise while you slowly pay off the balance, you've turned borrowed money into a profitable investment. Financing a car at 0%. Automakers sometimes offer 0% or 1% financing for buyers with top-tier credit. Instead of paying cash, you can keep your cash invested, maybe in a high-yield savings account or index fund, while paying off the car slowly with cheap money. Business loans for expansion. If you've ever dreamed of starting a business, your personal credit score often determines whether you can get funding at a reasonable rate. Real estate beyond your home, high credit can unlock investment properties. The rent from tenants covers the mortgage, and you keep the asset, which can appreciate over decades. Credit score systems around the world. Not every country uses the same credit scoring system. United States, the FICO score ranges from 300 to 850. Above 740 is considered excellent. Long-term, fixed-rate mortgages are common and incredibly powerful if you lock in a low rate. United Kingdom. They use agencies like Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. Mortgages here often have fixed rates for only a few years, so refinancing strategies are important. Germany, they use the Schufa score. Germans tend to be debt-averse, but those who understand fixed-rate debt can still benefit from inflation. Australia, comprehensive credit reporting means both positive and negative behavior matters. Timely payments boost your score significantly. Japan, long-term, low-interest loans are available, but cultural attitudes toward debt are cautious. Still, with low inflation historically, the strategy works differently. By learning how your country's system works, you can position yourself for the best possible loan terms. The building blocks of a high credit score. Whether you're in New York or New Delhi, the fundamentals are the same. Payment history, 35%. Always pay on time. Even one late payment can hurt for years. Credit utilization, 30%. Keep your used credit below 30% of your total limit. Length of credit history, 15%. The longer your accounts are open, the better. Credit mix, 10%. A mix of credit cards, installment loans, and mortgages helps. New credit inquiries, 10%. Too many hard inquiries in a short time can drop your score. Strategic credit building. Here's how to build your score with purpose. Get a secured card if you're starting from scratch. Use credit for regular expenses, but pay it off every month. Ask for credit limit increases to lower your utilization ratio. Become an authorized user on someone else's well-managed account. Diversify your credit with small installment loans. Every step is about showing lenders you can handle debt responsibly. Real-life example, mortgage plus inflation. Let's look at Sarah. She buys a $300,000 home with 20% down, taking out a $240,000 mortgage at 3% for 30 years. Her monthly payment is about $1,000, principal and AMP interest. Over 10 years, inflation averages 3%. Her $1,000 payment now feels like $745 in today's dollars. Meanwhile, her home value increases to $400,000. Sarah's net worth grows dramatically, and all she did was keep making the same fixed payment. The same strategy for golden AMP, silver. Let's say you buy $10,000 worth of silver using a 0% APR credit card for 18 months. If silver prices rise 20% over that period, you can sell some, pay off the card, and keep the profit, all without paying interest. Car loans as an inflation hedge. A $30,000 car at 0.9% financing for 5 years costs about $500 a month. If inflation runs at 3%, your real payment cost drops each year, and you keep more cash invested elsewhere. Warning: when debt turns dangerous. This strategy works only if you borrow at a fixed low rate. You can comfortably make the payments. You invest or grow assets with the borrowed money. If you borrow at high rates or for things that lose value quickly without benefit, you're just digging a hole. How to start right now. Check your credit score today. Identify weak areas, payment history, utilization, etc. Set up automatic payments for all debts. Keep utilization under 30%, ideally under 10%. Apply for new credit strategically, not all at once. Debt is not the enemy. The wrong debt is the enemy. When you understand how to build your credit score and use long-term, low-rate loans, you're no longer at the mercy of rising prices. You're using them to your advantage. The wealthy have been playing this game for decades. Now you can too. So boost your score, borrow smart, and let inflation quietly pay off your debts while you build wealth. If this helped you see things differently, drop a comment and we'll answer your questions. Subscribe for more honest finance content. And remember, smart money doesn't sit. It moves.